Yuma! 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 Hey everyone, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So today, once again, one more mat farming video. Today we'll be dedicating ourselves to, Tori Meadows, one more new character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Zexal world. So Tori Meadows is kinda like this small little cherry girl who cheers Yuma at the sidelines, basically, when he duels. That's pretty much it, so there's nothing too much going on with her, actually, in the anime. So, but yeah, she also has an ace monster, surprisingly enough. So let's see our mat farming deck here. And just like in Yuma's case, when we were farming for Utopia's mat, as you can see here, also her ace monster is not appearing in the deck. I'll say that straight away. Her ace master is also an Xyz monster, so you don't need to have her ace master here in the deck to actually get the mat. So how we will be doing that, we will be actually using Tori Meadows' skill Fairy Returns. I think she comes with it right from the get-go when you get Tori. So at the beginning of the duel, add one Fairy Cheer Girl to your extra deck. Can be used if you have 2 or less cards in your hand. Return one Fairy Cheer Girl from your graveyard to your extra deck. The skill can be used once per duel. Okay, so yeah, it's a very similar skill to Yuma's skill when he was able to add Utopia to the extra deck. So in Tori's case, we actually add her Ace Monster to our deck right from the get-go. So yeah, Fairy Cheer Girl. That's her ace master, and she looks cheery. She looks happy. She kinda reminds me of Tori, which kinda makes sense. And also hair. Look at that hair. Joey Wheeler much? No? It kinda looks like she's wearing a wig, like Joey Wheeler's wig or something, like seriously. So her effect is actually pretty good for this deck, surprisingly enough. So basically we'll be actually utilizing her effect in this deck, because it's actually a pretty nice effect. You can detach one Xyz material from this card, draw one card. You can only use this effect of Fairy Cheer Girl once per turn. So sometimes you can use this effect actually to your own advantage to draw more cards, so that's really good. There's one thing to note about this monster, that you need to have 2 level 4 Fairy type monsters specifically to Xyz summon it. So that's super important for this deck to work. So because of that fact, we are running here DNA Surgery, which makes it so that all face-up monsters on the field become our declared monster type, which in this case will be actually, yeah, Fairy. So this deck is actually very similar to the previous deck when we were farming for Utopia's mat. So again, we are using here the Creator to resummon from the graveyard. Actually, this card is something that we had access to a long time ago, actually. So this card was already in the game. I was not playing around with some new things here in this deck, no. A Block Golem, so this is quite interesting card and really nice for Xyz summoning, actually. If all of the monsters in your graveyard are Earth, you contribute this card to target 2 level 4 or lower Rock-type monsters in your graveyard, except Block Golem. Special summon those targets, but their effects that activate on the field cannot be activated this turn. So what we'll be doing with this deck, we'll be resummoning a Block Golem from the graveyard each and every turn, and then we'll be using actually Block Golem's effect to resummon from the graveyard, yeah, our Guardian Statues. So we are running 3 copies of it. So 1 copy we'll be giving to our opponent via Mystic Box, so that opponent can bounce our Fairy Cheer Girl back to our extra deck each and every turn. And the other copies here are needed actually for the creator himself. Basically these 2 copies will be acting here just like tribute fodder for the creator, because the creator is level 8, so he needs 2 tributes to actually summon it. You can run the Creator Incarnate to make summoning of the Creator much more easier, but you know, I was like, why should you need it in this deck if you can have free Guardian statues, and that's pretty much it. Because you anyway need Guardian statue, you know, one to give it to your opponent, so why not just run free, you know? So yeah, Mystic Box, I already told you why we need that, because we'll be giving Guardian statue to our opponent with it. We have here one copy of Cockroach Knight, so this card is needed here so we can activate Creator's Effect. We'll be sending Cockroach Knight to the graveyard, and then Cockroach Knight effects will be actually activated as well, and Cockroach Knight will be returned back to our deck. So this card kind of fulfills two conditions. It activates Creator's Effect and also prevents us from decking out, so really nice card here. Next we have here 3 copies of different Dimension Capsule, which are pretty much like staples now in these mod farming decks, as well as 3 copies of Legacy of Yatagarasu and 3 copies of Jar of Greed as well. So basically all these cards are kind of staples now, simply because they let you draw more cards, they let you thin your deck much more faster, they let you add your needed resources to your hand in case of different Dimension Capsule, for example. So yeah, these cards are good. Here we have also 2 very important cards, so that our opponent is not decking out, basically Graceful Tear and Luckless Tornado. Well, you know the drill. You activate Graceful Tear, and then you give to your opponent Localized Tornado, so that your opponent can use Localized Tornado, so he's not taking out, so... here is one more card, which is really important, actually. So for a while, I was kind of figuring out how to deal with my own Creator, because, you know, Creator is so big that opponent, when he wants to bounce something with Guardian Statue, actually chooses not Fairy Chair Girl, but actually the Creator. So basically, opponent bounces our Creator back to our hand, actually, simply because the Creator, for AI, is actually bigger threat than Fairy Chair Girl. Because if you look at Fairy Chair Girl, she's actually a lot more weaker than Creator, so maybe that's why AI kind of bounces the Creator to our hand, but not Fairy Chair Girl. So I was kind of, for a while, figuring out how to bypass that, how to make it so that the opponent bounces actually our Fairy Chair Girl. And I also wanted to use the Creator here, you know. So I tried a couple of methods, but the one that seemed to work for me was actually Paralyzing Potion. So what you do with this card, you equip it to your Creator, and then your Creator cannot attack. So how AI thinks when you equip this Paralyzing Potion to your Creator, I guess AI thinks that, you know, your Creator is now handicapped, is now much more weaker, because he cannot attack, you know, he cannot do anything pretty much to affect his board, you know, opponent's board. And that's why I think AI, instead of bouncing Creator now, bounces actually our needed card, Fairy Chair Girl. So yeah, I mentioned already before, I tried different methods here, how to make it so that Creator is kind of like handicapped, but Paralyzing Potion worked really well for me here, so yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. And also, one interesting thing about Xyz Master that I forgot to mention actually in the previous video, when I was kind of introducing you to Xyz summoning and whatnot, you might think that, you know, Fairy Chair Girl is level 4 Xyz Masters, you know, because she has 4 stars. But here's the thing about Xyz Masters. All Xyz Masters, they do not have levels. They have ranks. And that sometimes is really important. For example, if you have 2 Xyz Masters on the board, you know, you might think, oh, I have like 2 level 4 Xyz Masters on the field, well, rank 4, you know, but you think that they are level 4. And you are like, oh, I have one more level 4 Xyz Master in my extra deck, so let me just Xyz Shokan by overlaying these 2 Xyz Masters that I have on the field, you know, let me overlay these 2 Xyz Masters to Xyz Shokan, you know, the other master that is in my extra deck. Well, that won't work, because Xyz Masters, they have, yeah, not levels, but ranks. And there are some other level shenanigans that affect level monsters in this game. You know, we have these kind of cards here in this game as well. So these cards, Xyz Masters, they have the advantage of not being affected actually by these cards. So yeah, that's really important to note here. So, but yeah, let's hop into the duel, I guess, against, well, Yuma? No? Well, actually, we already dueled against Yuma in the previous video, so today let's try something else. Let's actually duel against Bronx Stone level 10. So yeah, you can choose whatever duelist you want here. I was just choosing, you know, new characters simply because they are new, and that's pretty much it, so... Keep on forgetting to show you actually the mat itself when I'm talking about the deck itself. So yeah, before I head into the duel replay actually, so let's take a look at the mat itself, how it looks like. Yeah, it's really colorful mat, really nice, very spicy. So, but you know that hair, like still, I cannot get over it. Like every time when I look at her, it's like Joey is being crystallized inside my mind, you know. He just crystallizes and just takes over my brain, you know? Like, seriously. But yeah, guys, let's hop into the duel replays now, so... Bronk! 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 Wait. Wrong character. What the hell am I doing? Sorry. But okay, let's go! So our skill activates right from the get-go at the beginning of the duel. Okay, nice, so we have DNA Surgery in our hand, also Guardian Statue in our hand as well, so... Yeah, our barrier is set, so... Yeah, we can also now declare via DNA Surgery Fairy, so that all monsters on the field are fairies, which is super important to summon Fairy Chair Girl. And now, you know, by using these drawing cards, let's draw more cards, so now Block Golem is in our hand as well. Now, the second statue is on the field as well. Block Golem is on the field, so everything is nice and smooth. So we used different dimension capsule to banish the creator from the game to later add it actually to our hand. As you can see, we can actually summon the creator now because we have two Guardian statues on the field. So, and this is what we'll be doing now. So, all right. Yeah, let's use second dimension capsule to banish paralyzing potion, so that, you know, our opponent is not bouncing the creator back to our hand. Alright, Exis Shokan! Let's go!
I summon my fairy chair girl. She's nice, and beautiful, and cheery, and sparkly. Ooh!
Okay, I have no idea what the hell was that, but... Let's proceed, you know. But yes, Chair Girl is on the field. Guardian Statue is also on the field. So, yeah. When you're using Mystic Box, keep in mind that you need to place Paralyzing Potion first, actually, on the creator. You know, because what will happen is that when the creator won't have the Paralyzing Potion, then your Guardian Statue, which is now given to your opponent, will bounce your, actually, the creator back to your hand, not the card that you want back to your extra deck, which is actually Fairy Chair Girl. So yeah, make sure to have Paralyzing Potion on the creator. So, alright, so now AI did everything correctly. So now what we'll be doing each and every turn, as you can see we are out of our deck now, what we'll be doing each and every turn will be summoning from the graveyard actually Block Golem. So we'll be kind of sending our Cockroach Knight to the graveyard. We'll be activating the creator's effect. Cockroach Knight will be returned back to our deck, so we will not be taking out that way. And also by using the creator's effect, the Block Golem will be summoned to the field. And then by using Block Golem's effect, we'll be actually summoning two Guardian Statues to our field. So, and these two Guardian Statues will be used as Xyz's father, actually, for Fairy Chair Girl. So, and yeah, we can Xyz summon because DNA Surgery, well, lets us do that. It kinda makes all face-up monsters on the field fairy. So yeah, that's why we can actually summon Fairy Chair Girl each and every turn. So, yeah, that's how the deck works, that's how the deck operates. I was thinking that I was actually using Fairy Chair Girl's effect here, but Maybe you actually forgot. Sometimes you can forget it. Yeah, don't forget that you can actually detach Xyz materials from Fairy Chair Girl to draw more cards. Sometimes it can come in handy when you're farming for the mat, so I'm not quite sure how much summons of Fairy Chair Girl I got here, but I think it was somewhere around 16. So sometimes you can get less, sometimes you can get more. It kind of depends on the luck of the draw and whatnot, you know. But the most important thing is that, you know, it works. so yeah. Also, don't forget to give your opponent via Graceful Tear Luckless Tornado so that your opponent uses it and is also not taking out, you know. So yeah, guys, enjoy the deck, and yeah, see you all in the next video. This will be it for today. So, as you can see, the more I talk about these mat farming decks, the more you can see how all of them kinda blend together, and there are some specific things in each and every deck that are kinda very similar to other mat farming videos. So I think maybe soon I'll have a video where I'll be talking about, you know, most important cards in mat farming decks, which are kinda cards that you need to get, and which are kinda good in most of these decks. So, but yeah, guys, this will be it for today, and yeah, see you all next time. Cheers. You know, cheers. No pun intended. But yeah, guys, see you all in the next video. Wheeler, 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 Wheeler.